G'day my TBI family, let me take your brain to another dimension. This is ROO, and today I want to talk about something super important in your healing and your recovery and all aspects of life. What do you do when you hit a wall? When you just feel like giving in, giving up, forget it. Right, just to give you a bit of context, I am in a 3-month transformation, nutrition-wise, physical, and rewiring my brain and my actions and the way I talk, everything really, to match my new identity, which is Seamus, right? I'm waiting for the name change to become legal, which should be by the end of the year. So mid 26th of January, I'll finish this transformation, or at least this bulk of it. I'm always transforming. But I'm on day 5 today, guys, and I'm just hitting walls, man. It's different from when I was healing. I'm always healing from a traumatic brain injury. However, the early stages of my brain injury where I wasn't aware. Now it's not so much the deficits of my brain injury that I'm trying to heal. I'm just trying to solidify my new identity. And I'm on day 5 and I feel quite mentally taxed at the moment. And this whole week has been up and down, up and down. And my past would have just thrown in the towel. Seriously, on day 2, on Tuesday, I felt like shit and I wanted to throw in the towel. However, I didn't. Typical Hamish would have thrown in the towel. However, I've learned so much over these 14 plus years. But I understand, like, you're getting fucking hijacked by your emotions and your negative thoughts. It's like a complete hijacking. And now that I'm super aware, it's strange because I know what I'm doing thinking wise. I know that I'm focusing on the wrong vision, on the wrong things, the negative aspects, because I'm feeling that through my perception, through the outside world coming in. Like I said, I'm dealing with issues outside of traumatic brain injury stuff right now. However, they still feel as alive and daunting as when I was trying to heal my deficits from a brain injury. So it's a case of self-talk. I'm always talking to myself, and it's like trying to catch a thought before it grows and starts taking your mind over. And then it starts with your thinking will then start creating the emotions. And then when the emotions are attached, it's fucking difficult. Because I can feel my whole chest light up in this murky energy that's stagnant, that's just sitting right here and exacerbating my thoughts, and my thoughts exacerbating my energy. So it's a duality, thoughts, energy, energy, thoughts, and this vicious cycle. However, the way I'm combating it is self-talk and looking at what I've already overcome, which in my opinion was a lot harder than what I'm going through now. However, that being said, this feels so raw and it feels exactly like what I was going through with my traumatic brain injury. It's tough, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is, nobody really goes in depth on how to balance these. Like, like they tell you an overview, but they don't really give you personal examples of what they're going through and how they're dealing with it. Some do, however, not in the brain injury space, and this is related to the brain injury space because I'm solidifying a new identity, an identity that I had lost through my traumatic brain injury, an identity that is going to finally pull me completely out of my traumatic brain injury. So it is very much related to traumatic brain injury, and related to the fact that it's the same as how I used to deal with the onslaughts of my deficits: memory, anger, fatigue, inability to articulate, communicate. And I now know why it's taken so long, because I wasn't aware of how aware I am right now. And yes, it's a different context, identity. It's not quite the deficits of a traumatic brain injury. Yes, actually it is a deficit of a traumatic brain injury. And identity is a huge part of a traumatic brain injury healing. Let's say my traumatic brain injury healing. Not everyone will go through identity issues as severe as I have been going through the last 14 plus years. So I'm very taxed right now. But I made a commitment to this 90 days, 3-month transformation. A commitment that I will not back out of. I know how important it is for me. Not only is it important for me, but my why is you guys. For me to walk through the fire, the final bit of the fire, so I can impart the knowledge that I've learnt in specific examples and ways I communicate to you, which is not, I can guarantee you guys, it's trying to find this information, you will not, and if you do, it's very, it's not organized, it's all over the place, and you'll be searching everywhere. So I'm trying to condense it and give it to you in the rawest form. And I'd be a bloody idiot if I got on my soapbox and started saying, oh, I'm transforming in 90 days and I did it, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it, however, I'm struggling at the moment. And I don't like the struggle. Fucking hate it. Although I love the struggle, which is a weird oxymoron. It's this counterintuitive shit. I hate it, but I love it. Because I thrive in this shit. And it's like, I like to see how buried I can get to see if I can come out of it. So, but I'm trying to really look at how do you get through these walls. And right now I'm hitting a wall. I'm feeling run down. Trying to get my nutrition on point. I know that I need to increase my food intake. I've cut out processed shit, chocolate bars, dairy, I mean, I've pretty much cut out dairy in terms of milk for the last 2 years. However, chocolate bars got dairy, ice cream I eat occasionally has dairy. I don't eat cheese. But the chocolate and processed shit. So I'm eating clean. And I think it's also, my body is adjusting from not being able to eat those particular foods. Like yesterday, I was doing well. However, I noted my meals were running out. But I was starved yesterday. And I was like, fuck it. I'm walking down the street, I'm getting some Pringles. And then, so I got my keys and I'm going to get Pringles and sit on my bench at the beach and just visualize, And then I got halfway to the store and I was like, nah. That was what the old me would have done. Would have easily, and this is just the first week, guys. I know I'm going to be tried over the next few weeks, if not months. But the old me would have eaten shit right away because I didn't have enough fuel in my body, and I got cognitive fatigue. I got cognitively fatigued, and I was just, when I get tired now, I know it's what I'm putting in my body, and I know that the reason why I reach for that shitty food is because it sparks energy in me, and it gets me to start thinking better. However, I crash out, and then I'll go through the process of eating shit again. Even though I've been eating vegetarian and all that, I've been pretty decent at that, but nowhere as clean as this stuff that I'm eating now. So hitting this wall is both a mental problem, and it's also a nutritional problem. Getting enough fuel into my body so that I don't feel low, because when I feel low physically, when I don't eat enough or I'm eating the wrong food, that's when my mind goes haywire. And then when my mind goes haywire, it brings in these emotions to match my thinking, which is fucking, once it attaches to my emotions, that's the worst, because then you go through a cycle, and then it's like this deep shit. And like, I'm an emotional being anyways, like crazy. I used to thrive on emotions, wear my heart on my sleeve, and I swim in my emotions, which in one respect is a good thing, and the other is it's a bad thing. You need to take your emotions out sometimes, majority of the time, to be honest, and apply it to the right circumstances. But when you're obsessing in your head because you don't have the proper fuel in your body, and then you're thinking about something that you don't like that's going on in your event, in your life, and you start exacerbating it by thinking negatively about it, and then it attaches to your emotions, and you go through a sick cycle, and then everything starts looking bleak. So I wanted to jump on this video and spit it raw as I'm going through it, because I think to sugarcoat this shit and put out material that I'm looking fucking perfect 98% of the time is fucking bullshit, and that is not fucking reality, guys. You need to know what reality is, and this is reality. You're not going to get it perfect. You need to know how to manage these walls, and you need to figure out, do you go under the wall, do you go over the wall, do you go around the wall, or do you fucking just bust through that wall? Either way, you gotta fucking bust through that wall. And you really, again, I'm saying this in pretty much every fucking video, know thyself. You really have to intimately know yourself. And I'm at the stage now where I know, okay, it's not just my thinking is exacerbated by the lack of fuel in my body. Okay? So I need to concentrate on the adequate food, the nutrition that I intake. Step one. Step two, I need to figure out what I'm focusing on. And I need to be aware of what I'm focusing on before what I'm focusing on attaches to the emotions. And then when it attaches to the emotions, and if you're thinking negatively, you're fucked, mate. Because you'll go in a fucking cyclical fucking thing now. All of a sudden, your emotions are feeding your thoughts are feeding your emotions are feeding your thoughts. And back around and over, and it's like fucking on a hamster wheel. And how long will that take till you snap out of it? Because I tell you, through these 14 and a half years, it was a straight out long, arduous journey. Going from anywhere from stuck in those thoughts and those feelings, like 3 to 4 months, to going all the way down to like, sometimes now it's depending on how severe the thoughts are and the emotions, I can get it down to a day, a couple hours. And right now it's been up, down, level, down today. And it's just finding that consistent and I know this is the first week, and I know this is trial and error of getting my nutrition into point. And Jai is coming in to help me prep up meals, walk me through the steps of cooking the meals, and I'll talk to him about upgrading the food I eat. So, back to knowing thyself. You need to become aware of, before I wasn't aware, it's the food. Or at the beginning I wasn't aware, it's because I was focusing on the wrong things. And now I know that there's a correlation between your fuel, what you're putting into your body, and what you're focusing on. And then you add the emotions to that. So guys, I hope this gives you something to think about in terms of your own recovery, because like I said, everyone is different. Everyone has a different approach to life. But these are some major building blocks that you need to look at in order to properly go through those walls. And sometimes you have to step away from it, and like the other day, heavy cognitive fatigue, I had to step away. I wasn't aware, that was before my training, so the food aspect was alright, it was just basically cognitive fatigue, I had to step away, okay? Today it's not, the cognitive fatigue is because my body, I've been longer on this eating clean, and my body is processing the fucking food really quickly, and I'm running out of fucking petrol. Quick. And that's causing me to think wrong and to look at situations in the wrong perspective, and then attaches to my emotions. So it's really fine-tuning it, guys. There's not just one strict answer to everything. It was cognitive fatigue. I had to step away. It had nothing to do with my diet and what I'm thinking of. The cognitive fatigue was making me think of other stuff, but it was more that I was wiped. Today, I'm focusing on the wrong things because of the lack of fuel in my body to keep burning through, right? I'm burning it quickly. So yeah, you've got to really micromanage your day-to-day, guys. You need to really be aware. That's the key right now. Be aware and know thyself. And this takes time, but you need to ask the right questions. You need to look from the right perspective. You can't get hijacked by these thoughts and emotions, because it'll take you off your fucking game and what you want to do, and God knows how long it'll take for you to get back on the horse if you do, because I'm telling you now, over 90% of people give up. And I thank God I'm in that really high percentage of people that don't, just out of sheer stubbornness and willpower. And my ego, that I hate being disrespected, man. And I hate being disrespected by my brain injury, so I'm gonna fucking beat this fucking cunt. Excuse my French. Don't be so sensitive. We do use the C word quite frequently here in Australia. It's not as bad as Yanks make it out to be. Anyways, yeah, so guys, really think about it. You really need to go into yourself and observe and trial and error, guys, and knowing thyself. Guys, I hope this has helped. You've been rude. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me get the word out to somebody that really needs to see this video, to a family member that needs to help and guide their loved one. Because there's a whole bunch of us, both family and first-hand injuries, TBIs, that need to see this stuff. And it's because of you that they will see this stuff, guys. So just a little less like, share and subscribe. mate, you're the reason why this video gets out. Please leave a comment too. Let me know your thoughts. Guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.